between the time when the oceans drank Atlantis and the rise of the sons of Arius, there was an age undreamed of. And unto this, Conan, destined to bear the jeweled crown of Aquilonia upon a troubled brow. It is I, his chronicler, who alone can tell thee of his saga. Let me tell you of the days of high adventure.
Quick recap of last session is that you were approached by a group after your meeting with Hanwell in the ruins outside of the city. This group was led by Nadar Shah, who is the pretender to the quote-unquote throne of Shashan. He brokered a deal with you to help him open the gates of Shashan, and in return that he would set up Myrta as the lone slaver in Shashan. You were guided to this underground passageway, which appeared to be an old sewer system that is no longer being used as far as you know. You went through the sewers and were met by not only swarms of rats, but also a lycanthrope of some sort, which you deduced to be the beast who had almost killed and disemboweled Dardus, as well as terrorized the city for some time. When the lycanthrope was killed, the true form was shown, which was a priestess of Ishtar, the one that had helped heal or helped tend to Solomon. All right. Any other questions?
Yeah, sounds about right.
You've popped up in a small walkway near the western wall of Shashan. You can see your hero token there at the top of the map. You're there. So let's open it up to beginning roleplay as you come up out of the sewers and decide what you want to do.
Yeah, I think we were kind of just washing ourselves off just real quick in like a nearby wash basin or something similar. Real quick. Yeah. Haroon, I think everybody really stinks at this point, right? Probably horrible. Well then, what do you all say? Shall we open the gate then? Or perhaps follow another path?
I think we try to avoid as much notice as we can. Try to move our way over to the gatehouse. Raise the situation. See what we need to do to get that open.
Well, yes. The gate is closest, relatively. But perhaps we could slip into town further. Procure some sort of disguise. Trick our way rather than fight. Yes?
It would be better than having to fight the entire town militia and army.
Indeed. I do happen to know a good die broker and tailor. Well, perhaps we should head there. And of course we must see what happened to Sister.
Disguises first. Then we can go traipsing about for your sister.
Very nice.
Malik Kagan.
Melik is just. Can
Yeah.
you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Melik is he's standing there and he's kind of staring off into the distance, looking, across the court, down the pathway where we just exited from, and he just has this long stare in his eyes, and he's sitting there looking at his hands, and he's looking at the grime on his legs, and he's kind of off in his own world as he seems distracted, and he's just looking at his hands over and over, and he keeps checking himself to see if he's wounded. He's patting himself down and looks down at his legs again at the grime covered all over it, and he picks up a hand that's shaking, kind of twitching a little bit with a little bit of a tremor, and he places it on the hilt of his sword, and he leaves it there, holding on to the hilt of his sword as he just looks around, all around him, wondering if anything else is coming, wondering what else might be coming. He's obviously a little frightened and panicked after what he just saw down in the sewers.
Yeah, Haroon picks up on that a little bit. Do you think you will be well, friend?
Kagan would have been washing his face and head off underneath, like on the side of the wall. It'd be like a little fountain spewing out water. It'd be like washing his hair and getting the grime off of his face. As soon as you mention going into the city, what the other plans, he nods affirmingly with these. He says, yeah, disguises would be good. He says, we should go there, find some, survey the gate. I'm sure security would be heavy.
Indeed. And it would be quicker than killing some guards and taking their out, huh?
Yeah, once he gets underway, though, he's like scanning the crowd as if he's half expecting to find his sister. More hopeful wish than anything.
And Melik, still with his hand tremoring and holding onto his sword as if he's not wanting to let go of it, agrees. Yes, let us get into the city. Let us get away from this place, this unholy place. We must depart as soon as we can. As soon as we can, we must depart. And he's just kind of looking around again and has that tremor.
Yes, the question, though, is which way should we go? We could sneak through the gardens and past the bell tower. I think that is probably the most reasonable. I doubt going past the guardhouse would be very wise.
But our goal is to open the gates. And out of character, Ted, can you show us where on the map those gates are that
10.
they want open? 10?
Yeah. Didn't you say we came up
Yeah.
from Beggars Row?
Did I? That's a good question.
I
think
don't know.
Check that
Yeah.
tape.
Beggars would be fine.
that actually that sounds
Yeah, that makes
familiar,
sense.
actually.
We need, we
It
need
kind of
some-
does.
we
I was
need
gonna
some
say,
people in the
but-
tape van to
There you
check
go.
that tape.
I wasn't all
Now
that
you're in
search.
Vegas. There you go.
Yeah, that's
Should have
what
kept it.
that's what I want to say. This
Yeah, that makes
was
sense. That
Somewhere
makes
near
sense.
Beggars Row.
Okay.
Cool.
So Melek will, once the idea of the mission snaps back into his head, he takes a deep breath and agrees. Yes, we must get the gate open. Yes, that is why we are here, to get the gate open. And he shakes his head and, takes his hand off the hilt of his sword and kind of rubs his palms against his, pants, against his shirt, and decides that he needs to get it together. So, yes, we must get to the gate.
I suppose we head to get disguises then, or
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, by all means, if there's any laundry hanging out on lines and stuff, I'll give Haroon an elbow in the kidney. Let him do his sneaky stuff if he needs to steal something.
yeah,
I think
that's a
he's
good
trying
point.
to use his dye girl, but we can. That sounds just as good.
Yeah, we do have
kill
the
this
dyer
one.
and then the other one. And with that, I'm sure we would be able to actually set up a real disguise kit, which means we could apply my stealth to things, which is a good time.
Yeah, if you give me the look, if we do pass anything, I'll just point to it. And if you want to hesitate or shrug or anything, you'd be like, "You're a thief, do something."
Yeah, in Beggars Row, there's clearly some clothes hanging up on lines, and you notice something a bit strange, however, and that is there is no one here.
Uh-oh.
You don't see anybody ducking back into their shanties or walking around. There's a small, body of water that cuts through here. There's nobody there. There's literally nothing here.
No one's in Beggars Row at
Then
all.
you can
other
see
than us.
now.
Think
As far as
it's
we
wrong
look
with this.
around and
Do you think they took them for bodies? Make a
perhaps
wall.
might have conscripted them to defend the town, promised them a meal,
Oh.
coin.
Or perhaps they merely decided to feast before the army walked in. If you know what I mean.
Khan could have given orders for everyone to be herded in locations. If that is the case, we should hasten our step and stick to the shadows.
Indeed. Though in this case there are plenty of things to take. We can grab some cloths on the way just to cover our arm.
Yes, with a siege taking place on the outside, the Khan would not want any rebellion forming on the inside. These men would likely corralled and put into pens or put to work somewhere where they could keep an eye on them.
It is possible, though I would expect many of the soldiers to be required for defense in case the walls were breached. You'll never know, of
I don't think they would have devoted that many resources to getting all these beggars out of here. It's likely they joined up because it benefited them.
Now there is a good point. But now, though, yes, we should get a move on.
Indeed.
So are you heading to where exactly?
Yeah, Haroon's vote is we go to his suppliers and get stuff for a disguise kit or two.
So you're looking for the dyer, essentially?
Yeah, the dyer, and then, yeah, because I got her set
The
up.
tailor.
Yeah. The dyer and the tailor.
Yeah, they ought to be around 21. So if somebody wants to kind of give me a general gist of how you're going to get there on the map.
Let's see, what's 19? Oh.
You're at 18 now.
Not through Ishtar's blessing. That's how. Probably
I say
if you don't mind me.
around it.
Yeah,
drawing
if you
real
want to
quick.
just
I was
want to
gonna
throw
say.
a drawing down, it's fine.
Because we could dip around here, just to keep to the shadows, like that.
Well,
Or we could go a more direct route. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just wary of Ishtar's place. After what we found.
So I guess the question is direct or roundabout?
We could. It's interesting. Yeah, because direct has the risk of being closer to Ishtar's place, which, given what we found down there, is like worrying. But it is a lot quicker. The other one, though, we'd be able to survey more of the town. Then again, we can do that once we have disguises. So yeah, I think probably faster.
I didn't even realize it is the temple where friggin' beast came from.
Exactly. Yeah, so I think we go the quick route then, yeah?
Yeah, I'm all for. I mean, we're not going through the temple.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
As long as we
still
stick to
taking
alleys.
alleys around it.
They're presumably just as busy as everybody else is anyway.
Yeah, I bet. With the amount of arrows probably flying over that damn wall on occasion.
Actually, in a time of siege, they may have set up and reinforced a guard around a healing facility. Used it as a medic. So yeah, I'll change my vote to the roundabout way.
Yeah, overall, I feel I got a funky feeling about the place, just in case. So.
Yeah, I got no problem serpentining. Taking.
Okay.
Then again, yeah, they're like the one that is completely independent, and you think the Khan would fuck with them?
Because it's a facility. It's a facility set up for healing to begin with. In a time of war or siege, they would. They'd throw
It's
down.
probably going to be
guard
the
on it.
busiest place in the city aside from the
Yeah.
Khan.
So the blessing is
Yeah,
the
that-
whorehouse, you know. The blessing is that's technically what that is. It's the Ishtar whorehouse. Now they could change it and
Oh, it's the whorehouse. I
the
thought it
sanctuary is
was... Okay.
the actual temple.
Oh yeah, then yeah.
Well, the whorehouse might still be busy, to be fair.
True. Yeah. Everybody wants to spend. All the soldiers want to spend their last few coins.
Yeah, if it's a flop house, yeah, flop
They probably have a
house.
seal
then, yeah,
going
go
on.
the original one.
I
probably,
think honestly we may be better off just grabbing rags and shit to cover ourselves with and use your ability to disguise us, rather than even risk going anywhere into town.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I can get like appropriate clothing, stuff like that, enough to be called a disguise kit of some sort.
I mean,
You can just
I mean, the game, I
turn
can't ever
beggars
find
will over.
any actual disguise kit in the game listings of kits. So
you find other clothes. I don't know if I would consider that a disguise kit.
yeah, that's why I was setting up stuff
Yeah.
with the dyer and the tailor, so that I had dyes and stuff too. Because stealth is used for making disguises, but it's just the fact of like the logic aspect of whether we'd have the stuff available to do it.
I mean, you have other clothes.
Which I
but
mean, if the
depends what you're trying to do.
that's the key thing with wanting the dyer too.
I mean, it's just depends from my perspective what you're trying to disguise yourself as. If you're trying to disguise
true.
yourself as bums and peasants, you could do that quite easily.
I feel like that's the one thing we definitely don't want to do. Given the fact they're not all here, they're not here for a reason. So I think we want proper clothes.
I'd want to bum something that just so that the street urchin.
What if we tried looking like one of the guards?
That's what I was thinking in the long run.
So we're gonna.
It's just a matter of getting. I don't know if they have signature armor or anything.
You can tell
I'm sure
who they are for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure it's color coded in most cities, even if it's basic colors.
I think the beggar aspect being played will be better because you're not gonna flip shit if you see a bunch of beggars walking around. You might confront them, but then we get if we're forced into something, then we get the
if we're guards, they're going to be.
We want the guards with we want the guards with as much guard down. And in my mind, cinematically, when they get there and they see what they mistake as a bum around the corner, they go, "You there!" That gives you time to spin around and put two in the chest, you know.
True. Yeah.
Whereas if you're going around as a guard, they're gonna like come out real fierce on you, and why you're not at your station, you know?
Yeah, there's no actual disguise kit. Just the stealth skill just lists common uses as creating and employing disguises. So yeah, I can actually make us a bunch of disguises. I just don't have the talent that makes it ridiculously overpowered.
Yeah. I myself would just go with a big, bulky, baggy robe.
Yeah, that's the trick.
And
and I guess you aren't wearing like heavy armor, are you?
Well, I have a brigandine gambeson, which is your heavy cloth.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess we're gonna do rags.
I'd rather be mistaken as a fat bum than.
Yeah, good
than
point.
A guard.
Okay.
So I will make everybody a disguise with all the bum clothes.
Just roll it one time, and that we can use that for
dirt
everybody.
And muck and cool. We don't have any carryover stuff, do we? Yeah, I don't think so.
Just don't fuck up. It's fine.
I'll try. I mean, I shouldn't. Yeah. Boop. Oh, see, the one time I roll really poorly. I had a feeling. Oh, although I do get an extra momentum from my thing because it's being stealthy.
You can roll another d20. What's the difficulty on the disguise?
I think it's just compared to their whatever they would roll to notice it, which would be I think observation or insight maybe.
I'd probably say insight.
Somebody has a mustache that keeps falling halfway off.
So one more die, you said then, or okay? Yeah, 2.
So you go.
Not his greatest disguise.
You're going around and making disguises for everyone based on what you're finding here in Beggar's Row. There's no one here. You do notice that when you're kind of searching around, that it doesn't necessarily appear that things were left orderly in some places. You notice that some things are ransacked and whatnot. You don't find any dead bodies or anything like that, but it doesn't look like it was particularly orderly.
Interesting.
So, what are you guys going to do?
Alright, so we got some kind of disguises.
To the wall, to the gate.
I guess, yeah. Unless we want to actually go to the dye place and make better ones, or... I think we're better, because that maybe like a bonus for getting better stuff, but at this point, if we've got a basic one, this should be enough. Unless they're
hear the
particularly
sounds?
You hear the sounds of yelling, screaming, but it seems fairly muted currently from the gate area. You also hear. Go ahead and give me an observation, everyone, or whoever wants to, I should
Okay.
say.
I'll do it. Oh,
Okay, so you get 2 momentum there. So everybody can hear. In the city as well, there's quite a bit of commotion. Not only is it coming from the gate, but there seems to be some commotion from the city. Whatever that is, it's hard to tell. But...
Can we tell what direction it's coming from?
Just generally, to your right in the city somewhere.
so is there like a retaining wall or anything between Beggar's Row and everything else, or?
There is. It's a drainage ditch. Not technically a wall.
Well, do you think we should figure out what is going on first? Maybe wise to be able to warn them of what they are coming to fight. If something in particular is going wrong.
I don't much care, to be honest, but I imagine you're trying to find Myrta.
Indeed, we should look where we can.
Our goal here is to open the gates. Whatever screams come from the east is none of our concern. The gates are to the north. That is where we should head.
Haroon looks to Kagan. Well, brother, what do you think?
Kagan stops to rub his chin and scratches because he thinks the rags he's wearing has bugs in them. He's like going... To scour the city is certainly a folly task, but not nearly as folly as unlocking the gates. Cock his head eventually, and because then again, if we were to succeed in opening the gates, the chaos caused by the what's his name, Pashad or something like that? Shah.
Nadar Shah, yeah.
The guy that, the Shah's men invading could provide ample cover.
Indeed. And in the confusion, if we really wished to, we could even see about the Kansas state, yes? For now, though, I would prefer to get it done quickly and find Myrta. To the gate, then, I suppose.
Should never hasten the hunt. I say we find a safe spot, elevated if at all possible, then survey the scene ahead, see how well the gate is guarded.
I was thinking the same. Let us see.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, is there a particular building nearby, aside from maybe the brothel, that would have a good view of everything, roof-wise?
No, that's just too far away. The best thing to do, would go to Hangman's Hill and look from there, which you could do. It is a hill; it's overlooking the gate. You can kind of get a good view from there. That's 11.
11, you said? Oh, yeah. Well, I suppose to the hill then.
Okay.
Yes, well, to the hill you should go, but it is open ground between the buildings and the hill. We will have to be very careful.
Perhaps we stick close to the alleys and the buildings until the temple, and then we rush north.
How would you go there?
Oh, yeah. So probably like up the ditch and...
Yeah, probably straight up. Oops.
Yeah, I kind of know what you're doing, yeah.
Oh, no, it won't stop. Oh, it deleted.
I can't erase my drawing.
Okay.
There we go, like that. I guess. Yeah, mine was really weird for a second there too. Like I drew it and it like I stopped, I unclicked and it kept going everywhere I moved my mouse. But then when I clicked again, it was just gone.
All right. So you begin heading along this ditch, staying close to the ground. For the first while, you don't see anyone. You do hear noises out and towards the town and towards the wall where you're going. As you're cutting through this area, you pass this garden and you see this small stone temple, and you hear raised voices coming from it as you kind of begin to skirt around it. Looking at it, you see no one outside, however.
Haroon, the inquisitive person he is, would kind of try and listen a bit closer as we move past.
Yeah, it's, give me a observation difficulty 2.
Come on, Haroon. Yeah. With the complications.
So, you do hear, something, you hear the words Sabine and, vengeance. Those are two things that, come out at you as there's a lot of back and forth.
Interesting. And it's completely sealed off, or is there like a window or door?
There are 2 doors on each side. You can't see into them. There's no windows.
Interesting. And Sabine is the head of the place, yeah?
Priestesses of Ishtar and Shashan, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, Haroon would pass this along to others, but otherwise not be... He doesn't know her particularly well, so... Not personally, at least. So yeah, if they have any inclinations on it, then it's...
Yeah, just let me know.
But he's all good to continue.
Just their names were used, or was it like female voices?
There were female voices, yes.
And Sabine, she is the head of those witches. There is nothing we need from them.
Alright,
We
great.
must carry on with our mission.
None of our concern.
I'm trying to remember what Anu is.
Yeah, the Temple of Anu is the wind god. He's the wind god. So you would know that there is a secondary religion in town. It's Anu. Very small compared to Ishtar.
Yeah. Some people might be looking to maybe take advantage of the chaos. But yeah, Haroon's not too concerned with it.
Oh, wait a second. This was another
Yes,
temple?
this is another temple. This is the Temple of
That we-
Anu that you're passing.
Oh, that we heard this
Yep.
coming from?
Yeah.
And what were
You
the
heard
words that were
Sabine
used,
and
Haroon?
Vengeance.
Revenge
Mhm.
and Sabine. Yeah, vengeance, yeah.
Melek stops and he tilts his head to the left as if he's thinking. Sabine, she is the leader of those witches. I do not know why we were attacked under the city. But I do know that if there's anything going on and Sabine is at the head of it, we would need all the help we could get from anyone who might oppose her. If they speak of vengeance against Sabine, it would be in our favor to befriend them, to see where they stand, and maybe they could offer aid to us.
Perhaps. What do you all think? Should we get a move on, or see about this?
I think if there's money in it, we could follow up on it after we open the gate. But I see no reason to spend our time here.
And
The
it
sooner we
is true.
complete our task, the better.
If we do open the gates, there will be suitable distraction. That is when they would likely act, if that is what you are thinking. That is the time we could find them.
At this point, I don't see anything in it for me.
Well, there might be aid. Either the four of us can go to that gate and attempt to open it, or we can recruit the aid of others who might assist us with similar trains of thought.
We are not sure they are looking for more than Sabine. They may certainly wish to keep the Khan around.
Correct.
I think we are safer opening the gate first.
Very well, I defer to you. The gate is the mission. We shall not be distracted by anything else.
So you push past the temple, leaving it behind you, and you head towards the gate. Or you now? What are you going to stop at Hank's Mahim?
We were looking
Yeah,
to head
yeah.
over the hill so that we
So
can get a
you
view
climb-
of everything.
You
Everyone's
climb
keeping-
up the hill. There's no one there. You see the gallows sitting on top of it. It's an execution area, apparently. Melik would know this. It does have a good view of this area, and it looks down upon the gate, and you see what I'm about to show you.
Oh my.
You see a mass of soldiers on top of the wall and in front of the gate, currently standing there. You notice that they aren't particularly engaged currently. There's no attacking force at the gate, apparently. The archers are ducked down below the lip of the wall, but there's no incoming fire or no fire being returned currently. You see at least 20 men standing there at the time, between the archers and the footmen.
Well then. Perhaps a distraction would be suitable. The question is how.
Were we given a specific time when we had to get this gate open?
No, you just said open it.
Okay. Tavares would look over the... There's a lot of men, even if they're of piss ball quality, perhaps. Well,
Indeed.
I think
But
we
how?
should wait till nightfall.
You have a good point. It would most certainly be easier. You would not be able to do much. And, Kagan, my friend, surely you could loose an arrow to signal them.
I don't have any whistlers or anything.
Perhaps, a bit enough cloth. Varys, you must have some alcohol, yes?
Oh, sorry, man, you're cutting in and out kind of bad.
Me?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah. He was asking if you had any alcohol.
Raises an eyebrow. Looks through his bag, and I don't think I actually do. Let me take a look.
Well, if we could get some, then perhaps we could simply wrap some cloth around one of the arrowheads and light it.
What, to
Exactly.
signal the army outside?
Indeed, yes. At night it would be most obvious.
Well, I think a distraction is probably a better idea.
Well, indeed. A distraction to lead up to that. That will just let them know that it is time to come. We will need to
Kagan.
get them out of the way first.
If he were to give you a ragged arrow with alcohol on it and you were able to light it and fire it, rather than firing it over the gates to inform the others on the other side of the gate of our presence, which seems such an easy task for someone of your skill. Could you instead, and he turns around from their position on the hill there and points to the palace off in the distance, if we were to get a little closer, could you put that flaming arrow through one of the windows there and create a fire in the palace?
Oh, I like the way you think. That is a most interesting idea. So, Gigan,
Here, I'll switch you back over to the map to show you how far away it is.
let me go ahead and see if there's something wrong with my voice thing.
So 5 is the temple, obviously. You from here, you have a pretty good view of it, but it's pretty far. It wouldn't be an easy shot. Especially the size of a window.
They have big open courtyards for a reason.
Can you guys hear me better now?
Yes.
There we go. They must have updated my voice thing.
Yeah, if we can even see over the wall, for one thing.
I
They usually
suppose
have
the
big open
guardhouse would do
courtyards
it
for a reason, because there's not much flammable.
Or even the guardhouse.
Yeah, the guardhouse would probably be the best one. Other
The
than that.
guardhouse is definitely closer, but there are less windows.
What kind of roofing? Thatch
Yeah,
or-
It would be probably a flat slate. Clay,
Clay.
yes.
Clay
Yeah.
shingles, yeah, that's what I was
This
thinking.
is a
Yeah.
desert, right? It wouldn't be wood.
Well, perhaps we could find one. If nothing else would work, I suppose I could get close enough and start it myself.
It's an option.
If we had a horse or two, it would be interesting.
Indeed.
Go back to the whorehouse, try to find something flammable, load up a cart, and just hit the horses or light the horse's tail on fire to run into the gate.
Well, I dare say, I think we already have plenty of things flammable. Yes. He tugs at the rags we all have on.
Yeah, you still have the 5 men with you too, and they're just like looking nervously, not saying anything. And one of them steps forward and says, "If you go parading around the town, we're going to get caught."
Well, yes. But we must make some sort of distraction. Or would you presume to be our distraction for us?
He,
Would you care to charge the 20
nah.
men?
He just kind of scoffs and steps back.
I can think of a better thing we could do.
Oh,
There have to be guard patrols going around the city. After all, the gatehouse isn't the only way in. Could attempt to scale the walls almost anywhere.
indeed.
I think if we can isolate one of the smaller patrols, get some guard uniforms that way, perhaps putting them on someone who is familiar with the lay of the land. Look at Melik. Well, they could perhaps run up, shout a false alarm, and draw a number of men away. And then we've fought worse odds than 10 men if we get even half of the men away from the walls and are able to get access to the controls to get this gate opened. We might be able to brute force it.
Indeed. To be honest, if you can get any number of them away, I should be able to get close enough. Although, as was said, nightfall would be best.
If all else fails,
Haroon
and we
could
can't
go
get
back
any
and
of
set.
this.
Haroon could go back and set fire to Beggar's Row.
I suppose that might work. Though, if it is noticeably abandoned, I doubt anyone would worry too much. Though the fire would likely spread.
fire in the city, that would be enough to draw, or at least warrant some attention.
Indeed. The problem is whether we actually seek to stay in the city afterwards.
Yeah, what's Malik's thoughts on burning the city down, essentially?
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah, Hearn's not so much for the idea of having everybody in the city hate him.
Yeah, Melik, as you're suggesting these kinds of things, he just has an eyebrow raised as he watches and listens, and then says nothing more than, "We are not burning the city down. That is just out of the question. Get it out of your head."
Well, we can see about perhaps isolating a guard patrol, starting a fire at the guardhouse, and again, if all else fails, then we just try to we act as a distraction and see if Haroon can manage to get this open on his own.
If I can get a uniform and I create a false alarm in one direction, and then there is a distraction in another direction, it would create chaos amongst the guards at the gate. They will be divided between two different distractions. Whatever is left there to guard the gate should be easy to get past.
I suppose. So what if,
Why don't you guys roll me an
even
insight
if a
roll?
simple...
Whoever wants to.
Let's say,
That ain't my bag.
it's a boo.
Those with one success, particularly Malik, they could come away from the gate, but there's other guards in the city. And the Varus, this is just going off everybody, they might be told to stay there no matter what, since that's the focal point of entry. You're not sure that would draw people away from the gate, because there are other soldiers in the city elsewhere.
Well then. How about this? Perhaps me and Kagan move down close to the wall, into the shadow. You, Veris, Melik, perhaps form some sort of distraction. Make them think you are beggars. If you can get their attention for long enough and the gates suddenly open, you would have plenty of time to get away. And then our friends here, he motions to the five, could sweep them from behind as the army clambers in.
Yes, I think Malik and I approach, get as close as we can without immediately drawing their ire while you're there, preparing to sneak on top of the wall. And then perhaps we go up in arms, kill quite a few, and then retreat.
Indeed.
Hit and run.
Perhaps tell them some people have managed to breach the other side of the city.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to care what we say, but they might care if we start killing them.
I suppose so, if you are sure that is the path you wish to take.
We can... I think they're more likely to be lured around by passions if a few of them die. They may expect an attack over then. It will confuse them. You can make your move on the wall. Just don't get caught.
Very well. Let it be done then.
We wait till nightfall. Any other big plans?
Well, personally, I would quite like to take the Khan's head myself. For prestige, if nothing else.
Well, very well then. we shall simply approach them.
Okay. Going to walk straight up to him, right? Yep.
At night.
I'm going to
That's
wait
fine.
for nightfall first. Yeah.
All right. And that's just Melik and Varus, correct?
The two of us and my meat shield. I mean, soldiers.
The 5 soldiers and Varus and Melik will walk up like a group of beggars that are looking for safety, looking for food, looking for, or
Maybe wanting out of the city, being
wanting-
like, hey, no,
let,
this is
let
not
us
cool.
out of the city.
Yeah.
As Harun and Kagan get into position to sneak around. Harun sneaks around and Kagan provides cover.
Indeedy.
All right. All right. You come up in the dark. The situation is more or less the same. There's some lights dancing on the edge of the wall as they're looking out into the darkness. What will you do?
I suppose me and Kagan would probably be like down this way,
that's
I
fine.
guess. Kind of waiting for them to clear, to get the soldiers distracted and hopefully bring anyone up in there down.
And Melik, before we get any closer, leans over to Varus. Well, old friend, how would you like to proceed with this? Shall we walk up, asking them questions, asking them to let us out? Or shall we call from the dark, call for help, and try and draw them to us?
No, I doubt they'll answer any calls for help. I don't think we should lead with trying to leave. That already sounds suspicious. No, we do the typical beggar move. Do you have any food, water? How are you going to protect us? People are in here killing each other, just complaining. And if they threaten us with force, we surprise them. Try to fall upon them as quickly as possible, and then retreat into the darkness. Draw them away. Come back, keep hitting them. Over and over until Harun and Kagan get this damn gate open. Preferably all without dying.
Yes, well, I too would prefer to not die.
Yeah.
Very well then, let us make ourselves known.
Yes, and in one moment, just wait till Kagan and Harun are far enough away. Start creeping through the darkness, and then
I
when
suppose
they
we
start
kinda
when they
Get in
start creeping-
position on the edge of the light. I can't see any of you guys, by the way, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was
You
about to
can't
say.
see each other. I'll give you.
No.
I
There.
saw Kagan.
There, I just do that,
Oh,
even though
there.
you don't necessarily have a torch.
The trees, I think,
Yeah.
are just blocking view of each
There you
other.
go.
Yeah.
Oh man, my guys are like dirt bags.
Yeah, I'm over here.
Yeah, I'll just give you all torches so you can actually see, just for the sake of.
Okay.
Just for the sake of seeing.
There you go. But you are in pretty much total
Uh,
darkness.
But we have 5 guys, right?
No,
Oh, I
5
thought it was
including me
5.
for the squad.
Oh.
Yep.
It'll be fine.
Yarp.
Yeah.
6 versus 20. We've done it before. Doesn't matter.
We actually have, yeah.
Yeah, we have. It wasn't a good idea, and we almost died.
No.
But
I don't think it ever is, but
Yeah.
hey,
And
you know.
Needs
As we're discussing our plan and getting ready to go, Melik turns to Kagan and Harun. You two, may the gods be with you. Strike out into the dark and do this job. We shall all be free. It is your courage and your strength now that will get us through this night. We are counting on you. It is your abilities to succeed that will allow us to also walk away.
Shadows, hide your friend. You would best prepare for a more zealous fight. We will do what we can to support you once it is open.
Kagan just grunts softly, nods, and as you walk away, looks into the darkness back towards the city, wondering where your sister is.
Do give us a moment, though. I think perhaps, how lit and open is this ladder?
It's lit. Mm-hmm. There's the torch light is just to the left of it. You see that little glow there.
Is it like are these guys paying much attention to that
And
direction?
You can't
or?
see. What you can see is what you can see.
How
Well, I
much
mean, like, up
attention
here,
are they paying?
I can see the guards.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if
So
they're, like,
the back row of the main guards are facing towards you. They're like in a
Okay.
box kind of shape, a phalanx. Only
yeah, that's my figured.
one direction, one way direction. You can't really see on top of the wall very easily. It's too dark. Those guys are all crouched down so they don't
Yeah.
get shot.
In that case, yep, Arun is ready to go.
Has the siege outside even begun?
They are not attacking the walls currently. When you were out there, they were shooting like trebuchets and stuff, but it seems that nothing's happening currently.
Yeah, Kagan. Harun would like ask for one of his arrows and wrap a rag around the arrowhead. Hopefully it stays lit well enough. Or better yet, he actually just takes the wrappings off of his torch and wraps that around the end of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Wait, are you sneaking or are you carrying a
No.
torch?
Well, he doesn't have it lit. It's
Oh.
Yeah. None of you guys
it's
have
like
any
the
torches
wrapping
lit.
around a torch. They're like pre-soaked and
Yeah,
everything. Like that.
even
Okay.
though
Oh,
you
yeah.
guys have light right now, you do not have them technically on. I just want you to be able
Okay.
to see.
It's only so we can
Yeah,
get a sense
right,
of where
correct.
we are.
So yeah, he'd give that to Kagan, and well then, both of you get in position. Once you start something, Kagan will signal the army, and I will sneak in, and hopefully open the gate quite swiftly. It should give them enough time to realize what is happening.
Okay, well,
So now I'm going to be snuffing some of your torches because you should not see what you should not see.
Mhm.
yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So Varus looks at Melik and then starts walking towards him with his little cadre. And wait until they take notice.
Yeah, they nod, look very nervous. The whole thing.
I just Kagan's little face in the darkness is just.
And Melik leans over and whispers to Varus, "May the gods be with you. It was an honor to fight at your side."
That's the kind of talk I need to hear before I do this.
You hear one of the guys in the back say, "We're all going to die. This is insanity."
You got a better idea?
Ugh.
Yep, that's what I thought.
So Melik essentially starts approaching, his head down like he's in a half bow with his hands in the air. And he starts calling out, help us, do you have food? There is so much fighting going on back in the city. Help us, we need food. We need assistance! And he's just kind of yelling.
One man kind of takes a torch and puts it against the main torch and gets it lit and kind of passes it forward. And one man and another come forward. What is it? What do you want? This is restricted areas.
They're hungry. Yes, we're starving here. We have no food, no water. We have nowhere else to go. You won't let us leave.
Do these guys seem to be paying attention to that mostly?
You can't. Well, once you roll an observation with a difficulty of 3 for where you are.
Sure. Yeah. Two. There we go. Oh ho! Well,
So,
geez,
and you got it appears so.
All right, yeah. Haroon whispers to Kagan, "Very well. Prepare the arrow. Once I am to the ladder, light it. Fire."
So you don't see any controls for the gate here, just to make at the ladder. You just want him to light it as you're going up.
He's assuming it's up here
Okay.
in like the
Yep.
whatever kind of gatehouse
Okay.
type setup it is. Yeah.
So before you do that, the guards are going to make an observation against your disguises to see if they see any armor on you or anything. So they got to beat a 2.
Mm.
They're actually minions, so
Get out of town.
Oh my.
so momentum.
That is
Definitely
so
badgers.
lucky.
So they
Yep,
gave us
they
a
gave you
momentum.
momentum. You have 4 momentum right now, so you know. The city guards just like, "Pah! Get out of here! Thought we cleared them out and put them in the Colosseum," one says to the other. And they're like, "Pah! This is a restricted area unless you want to join in to fight."
Haroon, with the suitable distractions, going to try and sneak across and start getting up the ladder quietly.
Okay.
Are you going to give us food and water to fight?
We can feed you.
Yes, there is, if there is food involved for all of us, we will gladly join your sides. There is just so much death in the city right now. I do not think you understand what is happening there. We need food. We need water.
And what is happening there?
There is nothing.
Right.
There are men fighting. There are buildings burning. I don't think you understand what is going on back there.
He looks in the distance to see any burning or any fires and kind of looks back to you and looks at the other guy next to him. Kind of very confused.
There have been riots. We tried to escape. That's the reason we came here. People are fighting and killing each other.
That I believe
Food is starting to become a
the
problem.
priestess of Ishtar is supposedly on a rampage. Someone killed their high priestess. Bad timing.
Yeah,
Yes,
ladder, by the way.
indeed. It's all been horrible. But about this food and water, what about coin?
He considers you would be paid as any militiaman.
There's just the facts right then and there.
No, militiamen don't get paid shit. I'm getting paid way more to open this fucking gate. Yeah, so I'll sit there. I'm just gonna try to continue to
Okay.
bullshit with him. And well, how would we supplied? And so it's asking questions about trying to
Logistics.
Get yeah, it's like where would we get our weapons? What would you give us?
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Just trying to
Who forges them though?
just bullshitting
Yeah.
with these guys because they're
Why don't you give me a
Because they fell for it.
give me a persuade
Oh.
with an
Oh,
extra die
well.
from Malik.
Yes, and I'll use the momentum too.
Uh-huh.
Persuade with an extra
Uh,
die?
You're giving
he's
giving Varus a extra die.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm giving him a bonus. Yeah.
Okay, so they seem. Well, we'll just go over here and get you some spears. It's fine. And then just like you can continue asking questions. He's like, it's fine. Stop asking questions. We'll take care of it. And as you're doing that, Haroon and Kagan, what are you doing?
Yeah, so Haroon's gonna scale the ladder and see if he can. Is it pretty dark at the
It's
top?
pretty dark. They're not giving away their position on top of the wall, obviously, because that would be a death sentence.
So yeah, he'll kind of get halfway up and see if, not halfway up, but like far enough up to where he can peek over the edge without, if it's not lit on top.
It is not lit
then
on
yeah.
top. Give me an observation difficulty 3.
Okay. Yeah, I can see this
Yep.
dude.
You see what you see for
But-
sure.
Yeah, because it seems like, I don't know if there's a wall
There's
there.
no wall. There's
Because it has the light.
there's no
animation.
wall in front of you. You're peeking over. It's just very dark.
Oh yeah, it is. I see. Okay, cool. And what do you
Yep.
want? Observation? I will use a memento.
Okay.
Ooh.
So you see vague shapes of men crouched behind the main wall that separates, the outside of the city from the inside. So there's several men up here. You're not exactly sure. Could be 3, could be 10. And you see a man standing kind of just like, he's actually crouched too, but not as much as the others.
Do I see a gain control?
Not from here, you do not. It's too dark.
Yeah. He's going to kind of lower himself so he's under enough to where someone would have to like actually look over the edge to see him, and look down. And he'll signal for Kagan to send the arrow.
What are you expecting the arrow to do?
To signal the army.
Give away my position also.
Yeah.
Well, you're behind trees, so it's like you can just sneak up the hill. It's dark. They won't be able to see where you are after you sneak away.
Like shoot
The
a
ho-
flare
the hope
gun.
is it-
Hey,
is
let's
like-
shoot a flare gun.
I feel like that's optimistic.
Eh,
I'm pretty
well,
sure
just
these guys
signal the
have
army and
a
then
flaming
hopefully
arrow.
distract these guys up here.
Okay,
make a move.
Okay, to save time, Kagan will hesitate on lighting the arrow and sending it.
So he's not doing it?
It doesn't really serve a purpose unless everybody's going to spur into action or something. That's
I mean,
when
that
he
was
would
the
light
main
the
thing,
arrow. That's
like,
in my
he
mind is when he would light the arrows. If people start going to the gates,
Where did they say we were getting our spears from? Might it happen to be in a gatehouse area?
He just kind of waved his hand back towards the mass of people. He didn't specifically say.
So are the spears over there? And pointing at the gatehouse on not the one that they're going up to, but the one that's opposite
It's
of
like-
it.
Well, we can go and get some more from the town, and there's some sitting against the wall here for supplies if we need it. And he kind of points, gestures, and you see like a stack of spears just laying against the wall.
Oh. I'm going.
Oh.
Let's try to look over the spears, and you're not giving us those thrown away spears, are you? Ones that you've pulled from being thrown at you or something?
This guy like puts his hand up to his head and starts rubbing his temples, and he's like, "What do you care? Do you want this job or not?"
If I have to use it, I have to know it's not going to break and get me killed.
It's not going to break.
And then Melik chimes in. And what of our families? They are back there. There's so much fighting, so much death going on. What is going to happen with them? There are so many things happening back in the city. Our families that are in great danger.
Do we see any gate controls in here either? No.
You do not see any there. Yeah, the guy just to Melik says, I do not care about your family, man. I hate to say it, but I'm here to guard the city from these rapers and pillagers that's going to come in and kill us all.
Yes, but we are concerned about our family as well, and we do not want that. We are trying to protect them.
You don't even have a family.
What do you mean I don't have a family? Of course I have a family.
You don't have a family at all. You're lying to these men. I'll push him, trying to get him to...
And I push him back. What do you mean I don't have a family? You have seen my family. You have eaten dinner in my home. And he pushes his shoulder.
That whore that you have make your breakfast is not family. And neither are the children urchins you have run out to collect your scraps. Don't insult this man's intelligence.
How dare you speak about my children in such a fashion?
Come here, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, they begin to try to, like, separate you.
So, from the sound of it, do these guys seem to be, like, sleeping, or are they, like...
No, you hear breathing.
Rest?
One walks over to Varus, one walks over to Melik, and they're kind of, like, trying to separate. Stop it! You idiots aren't worth doing anything!
Waving the signal at Kagan.
Did you hear what he said about my children?
Take it elsewhere! And they're beginning to, like, they bring their spears, like, across their body and begin to try to kind of push you away. Get out of here! All of you!
Wait, I'll take the work.
One of you only. Can't have you fighting when we're trying to defend ourselves.
Well, then just put him away from me. I'm tired of looking at his ugly face.
And Melik, he just looks away and then says, well, how about you take him to one side and I go to the other side? I do not want to see his hideous pale face either.
Fine. And they waves, and you two split up as well. And he kind of, like, begins to not drag, but, like, wave for Varus to follow him, and this guy to Melik. So,
How tall is this wall?
oh, it's fairly tall. I mean, it's probably 15 feet.
Are there many handholds or footholds along, like, this stretch of the wall?
You're enough where you probably would be able to climb it with a check.
Okay.
Just don't break a leg
So,
on that check.
Yeah. I mean, he waves for Kagan to shoot it, but isn't happening, so he's like, well, if there's going to be a cinch anywhere, it's going to be up close to that edge so that they can call up for it. So he begins realizing that if he stays on the lit ladder, someone's going to spot him eventually. So he starts kind of clambering along the upper part of the wall, up where he is, to try and get around to, like, this point above them.
Okay.
He can pull it back here.
All right, so let's do two things. First, roll me acrobatics or athletics. I'll let you choose. Difficulty is a 1.
Yeah, so in that case, I'll do acrobatics. He kind of hops over along the sides. Where is it? If I can find the button. There it is. And I will use a momentum. Oh, yeah.
So that's a 4. So that's 3 momentum.
And then what was the other? Stealth?
Yep, now we're going to roll stealth. Going to be unopposed.
Right. And that was 3 momentum?
You
from
did
that? Yeah.
generate 3 momentum. You have 4 momentum currently.
Cool. I'm going to use 2 of it. Oh, yes, please. Tasty,
Okay,
tasty stuff.
so that's 5. And then I'm going to roll observation.
Oh, and for being sneaky, I get an extra momentum.
Give that to you. So I'm going to roll observation. I'm going to spend 3 doom.
I imagine whatever happens, it's like partway along the outside of the wall.
So you get over there, and nobody's reacting. You're kind of dangling on the edge of the wall there above the city guards, and the guy in front of you is kind of looking out into the distance outside of the city and doesn't see anything.
Okay, yeah. He's gonna kind of clamber up high enough. Can he see any kind of bully or anything up here now?
Observation with 3. Difficulty 3.
Is it 3 momentum after spending the 2, or is it?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're...
Okay.
Damn, that's a lot of successes.
Don't jinx it.
Observation. I will use 2 momentum on it. Yeah, complication, but it's 2 successes.
So you do see a pulley as you kind of pull yourself up, but with the complication, you make a noise, and you hear somebody say, "What's that?" And you see this guy turn on his heels and kind of like walk over to you, but he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't see. What do you do? He's not screaming or anything. And you hear, in Varus, you hear somebody kind of pip up from up on top of the wall, say something.
Yeah, he's gonna slip. There's like a posting area, like a crenellation on the wall. Yeah, but he kind of dips down low and against that.
Roll me stealth.
Alrighty. 2 on that. So there's 1 in the pool. Yes.
Going to click status. Let's say. You use moment. Yeah, so there should be 1.
1. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll use it. Nice.
So that's 4. He's going to use observation. So normal 2. Okay. So you're going to get 4 momentum. So you have 5 momentum. What was that? Did anybody hear that?
And you said I could see a thing?
Yes, you see a pulley there. It is a, so to describe it, it is a hand wrench, right? So you have to kind of spool it up. There's 2 on each side, 2 handles on each side.
It's not one that is really. Oh yeah, because the gate's down, of course. Yeah, that's. Didn't think of that. I just thought, yeah, there's just the thing, and I pull it, and it looses, and it drops. No, I need to raise the gate, not drop it. Okay, yeah, that'll be interesting. Does it look like a particularly loud winch?
You can't tell for sure,
It's
but
a winch.
it's connected with a chain of some sort.
Yeah. All right.
A metal chain.
So, is this guy getting a response from the other people?
Oh, we lost the end. The people were like, well, I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything. These 2 down below, one person says, "What's going on up there?" He's like, "I thought I heard something." And they're just kind of, never mind. And he kind of turns back out and looks.
Dark enough that they can't quite see. So, let me see. If I were to use, could I drop him off of this side if I were to like grab and yank?
Did
like with the? I think there's a maneuver for that.
Let's see. Ian, is that you?
Okay.
Come back. Ian, are you there? Why don't you guys think about kind of what you want to do? Let's give them 5 minutes to come back, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Alrighty. Cool.
All right, Varys. I like the direction it was going. We got split up, so we're on both sides now.
Well,
We can, I guess, start a fight on each side.
that's kind of what the plan was down here. After hearing that, what's that noise? I'll do my thing shortly whenever we get scared away, because it's probably about to be bad for everybody. It's gonna be bad for everybody. Not named Kagan right about now. But we'll see.
Yeah, I wish.
I'm
I wish
thinking
I were.
push the guy off onto the other soldiers.
I mean,
Like maybe if we're lucky, he'll land on their spears.
perhaps.
I can't see at all what's going on up there.
Ever
so.
the optimist.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because I feel like it's about to go really bad, and
Well, I mean, I have a feeling this wall is like lined with people, and there's no way for me to know. I literally can't see them. I mean, I got glimpses of them, and I could hear a number of them, so I know there's a few at the very
He's gonna
least.
start wiping people out, my man.
That's what I'm thinking is Garrett, but I mean, I have a feeling they'd hear the gurgling. As long as I roll high enough stealth, I can muffle it.
There you go. There's your optimism. Yeah, just start choking motherfuckers. They're scared about getting shot.
I mean, the Garrett, I can take this guy out with. But yeah.
I think you start silently taking them out up there, and at the first sign of any kind of reaction or scene, anyone raises the alarm, Varys and I just start going to town down below.
yeah, it could be good.
Ian, are you with us?
I don't know. You'll
Yeah.
tell me. My
Yeah,
internet
I
keeps
got
going
you
blah,
now.
blah,
Yeah, can
blah. Goes all the way up to 5 bars, down to 1 bar.
Gotcha now. Okay, well let's continue. So, what are you gonna do here?
Yeah. Would you say I'd be able to like muffle it enough if I rolled stealth as well when I went for him with the Garrett? Okay. I'll do my
My
exploit
initial
on him.
thoughts is when I lost.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
My initial thoughts is when I lost sight of Haroon, I figured he was going out and actually starting the mission, so I was debating lighting the arrow and sending it. If I did it, I would be crouched down with my back facing the guards and try to conceal it as much as possible. Backstep as far as I could and shoot it from a distance.
You could do that.
Yeah, that would get some attention away from Haroon.
You could do that.
If they start fighting down there, these guys are liable to drop down. After all, someone down there fighting the guards and potentially breaking their way up is more pressing than the guys outside the city who can't get in normally.
You guys just let me know what you want to do.
Well, unfortunately, we don't really have a plan that we've discussed. So, and this is all meta right now. So,
I mean that was the plan. Is like
the plan was to have no plan. That was the plan.
exactly. You get it.
We played this entirely by ear, and we're going to continue to do so. Because to be fair, it hasn't not worked.
so
Yeah, you've got a
we're-
point there.
So basically, Melik is standing there and he's kind of milling about. Someone handed him a spear and he's looking it over. He's just asking some basic questions and he's just waiting for a sign, any sign.
Yeah. So one way or another, I'll do my observation against this guy. For my or is it insight?
It's observation.
It's observation. Yeah. For my exploit, real quick. Okay. Oh, I will use a momentum on it. Oh yeah, and generate 2. Yeah.
You're maxed out.
So yeah, that'll generate 2. And yeah, should I roll stealth first to
Yes.
make it
Mhm.
quiet? Yeah? Okay. Alrighty. And I will use 2 momentum on this. Oh yeah. And then I get a momentum for my sneaky thing. For living shadow. So that's 5 and then the momentum into the pool. And I will roll my Garrett. I will add 1 momentum. Well, that would generate, because I used 2. So it was down
Yeah, you're at 6 again.
to 4, right? Yeah, we're at 6 again. So, yeah, I'll use, just in case, yeah. I'll use another 2. There we go. Yeah, that's good. And then I will spend 2 momentum to max it.
Okay. So you're at 6 momentum again. And so the damage is going to be Unforgiving 3. That does... What's Unforgiving do again? That's,
So it maxes the damage. I don't know why it's rolling 3 damage dice. It should be my normal damage dice.
Which is what?
Which is 6.
Okay. So you're talking about 12 damage, right?
Yeah, I believe that's what it was. And then it's Unforgiving, so it's intense.
Okay, so if it's 12...
Or, well, no, it's Unforgiving 3, so they're all effects. So, yeah, so... Let me see, it should be... So, no, it's 5. So it's 5 dice. Let me remember.
So it's 5 dice and max damage. It's 10 plus effects.
So
Whatever.
4 for each. So 4 times 5.
Oh my fuck.
So yeah, it's 20 damage intense.
All right, so let's see
Alright.
what that would be. So that's yeah, that would kill him, right? Because that's like
That's a flesh
Yeah.
wound.
He garroted his leg.
Sir, my head is gone. It is mere flesh wound. So yeah, he takes the Garrett up, hand over mouth, and quietly cinches it back with the other hand and wriggles the life out of
yeah.
him.
It doesn't make a sound. Lost Ian again, or no, it didn't. Okay. Now Haroon,
Yeah.
keep going since. Unless anybody, nobody
my way
knows what's happening. Obviously, Kagan, are you going to do
Yeah.
anything? He's been up there for a while.
Yeah, Faroon's gone for a while. Yeah, he would ultimately remain true to what they wanted. Like I said, he'll do his best to conceal lighting
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got those
where the
trees
arrow
there, so
comes
these
from
guys
and quickly
won't see it.
move once he's fired the arrow.
So you light this arrow and fire it over the wall, and you hear, "Huh, what was that?" And
Yeah, he would have dragged this guy out of the way too.
oh yeah, he's over by the whatever. He's laying on the ground.
Yeah.
So as that happens, this guy grabs Varus and he's like, "Come with me," and he kind of just begins going this way.
Bro, what's going on? What is this?
I don't know. And he actually, before he goes, he gets a torch and gets it lit.
Oh yeah, I'll go with him. No problem.
All right. He begins to go this.
I look at the 2 guys with me like, yeah, you know what we're gonna do, right?
Yeah. And they nod. He's just walking this way. I think the cube messed up. Understand.
I'm gonna let him get a decent bit away from the others.
Yep.
Yeah, I would not be in that area. I just can't move
Yeah,
my
yeah,
token.
yeah. He's looking for you. You're somewhere out there. This one walking that way.
Did I get a figure from the sound of them? How many more guys are up here?
They aren't making much noise right now. You think there's quite a few, though? I mean,
Yeah.
so Haroon, why don't you go next? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, so he's going to Ooh, it's tough. Are those guys, did it sound like they were close enough packed where I wouldn't be able to get one away from the others?
It's hard to say.
Yeah, he is going to take this dude's body then and kind of drop it over this edge.
Can you ping that again?
Oh shit!
So like over the edge up here. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Just like slip it. He's not gonna like hang over so they can see him. He'll just kind of nudge it over.
So you just throw the dead body over.
Yeah, onto the guards.
Throw the dead body over. Hits the ground and they're what the hell? Tyzik, Commander Tyzik! And they kind of look up, and one guy grabs a torch, and they begin. They don't see you from that angle, but they are coming over this way, right? 4 of them are just running.
Yeah, he's like down in the
They're
parapet.
running.
I hope Melik strikes when they start heading that way.
Yep. As soon as they start running, Melik drops that spear, reaches around under the rags he's wearing behind him, and pulls his broadsword out.
All right.
And swings at the nearest
All right.
one.
We are now in combat. So let me.
Now, is this ladder? Was that affixed to the wall, or
It is.
something
It's
that,
rungs.
Like, against
It's rungs. It is affixed to the wall. It's not just a ladder sitting there.
Okay. I was gonna push him
Yeah,
all.
I hear you.
It was gonna be classic. You know what we should have done is we should have done. Oh no, you guys kind of do get help, but it works out.
Yeah.
Okay. Melik, you're attacking the ones directly in front of you, the mob. The squad.
Are they in a
The
mob?
squad.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So Melik, as soon as he sees that body drop, he knows exactly what happened up there. And the second that body drops, he whips around behind his back and he pulls back his rags, throws them off, and he brandishes his broadsword. And as he's pulling it out, he's also swinging it around. And as he's swinging it around, he's attacking that mob. I am going to use 1 momentum as he plants his foot into the ground and swings it around, trying to do a wide arc.
Now you can have these guys squad with you if you want.
Yeah, sure. I'll have them.
All right, just
And
roll
he-
2 dice.
as he
2 more dice then.
And then as he throws his rags off and he brings the sword around, he yells to them, "You two, on me!"
And they take their spears that they're given. Ah! Just roll me 2 more dice. Not damage
No,
dice, but
yeah,
actual
yeah.
d20s.
Just 2 dice.
Yeah.
Just
Mhm.
2d20.
Or just roll your broadsword again, right? That would be fine. So the 9.
that'll work.
What's your skill and your expertise?
I'd have to open the chart. Or open
Yeah.
let me find it.
Looks like it is
I haven't
13.
opened
So 4
Yeah,
successes.
4 successes. So they cannot parry. They have a base defense of 3. So you are 3 over, so you generate 3 momentum. Oh, you can't because you're maxed.
Okay, then I will use. Let's see. I will use 2 momentum to increase damage
Okay.
to 7.
Okay. So if you do the 7, that puts me at 5. So that is going to kill one of them. You just chop one across the throat, and he and just kind of falls backwards. We'll go with Varus next.
I nod for the 2 men behind me to fall in.
They do.
And then drop the spear, pull out the axe, and rush this guy from behind.
That should give a bonus, right? Hitting him from behind when he wasn't expecting it.
Oh, I'm gonna throw like 4 dice.
Yeah, I'll
in.
give you an extra dice. That makes sense. Complete surprise.
Good thing too. It's awful.
5 damage. You do have 6 momentum in the pool.
So I get 1 effect, so
That'll be your
6 damage. I'll bump it 1 more with momentum.
Okay, that kills him. How's that look as you come up behind him and just crush him?
Oh, it's pretty quick and vicious. Just pull the axe out, run up, and just slice his arm clean off. Kick him to the ground.
All right.
And then look to the men behind me and to the walls. Are we allowed to move?
Yeah,
after,
you can move. You didn't move before, so yeah. I'll go with you.
We're trying to move in with the guards that are going there and still try to play it off. I don't know if they saw that or not, but
Well, let's see. That's a good question. Nope. I mean, they're looking the other way. It's tough. They hear something, but they're completely confused at this point. It appears.
yeah, run over and with my guys. We're being attacked. They cut down the man with a torch.
And one of them looks behind you and like, What? We need to get up there.
They're coming.
And they're like, well, go attack them. We're going up here. And we'll see if you can convince them. Kagan, what are you going to do? If you're there.
That is your real name.
Ian. Haroon, why don't you go? Oh, he's having some issues.
You dropped.
Yeah.
Haroon, why don't you go?
Haroon?
Right, Mike was up. Yeah, so I can't see these guys in the dark all that well. But if I were to close on them, I probably could, yeah?
Yeah.
So I will do observation to do an exploit
you
on
can't
them.
see them
So,
to
like-
do an observation. You have to be able to see them.
Okay, like if I moved
You
up,
could,
though,
yes.
could I? Yeah. I can't really tell how far I would need to be able to see them. Could you...
You just move until you do see them, and then you can stop.
Okay. So because I can't move further than that.
Yeah, so at right there, you are right behind someone, but it's super dark. But you see multiple kind of. You get the it's like almost pitch black, but you get the sense that there's a few people in front of you.
Okay. Yeah. So would I be able to do
Yeah,
observation?
you can do
then?
observation.
Okay. Cool. All right, and I will use a momentum for this. Nice. Okay. So then I will. What is it? It's 2 momentum for an extra action. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
All right. I am going to. Would you say, with the Garrett, I could like sweep through, choking them out, if they're a squad, or?
No.
Yeah, the Garrett's a 1-man.
Yeah. Then I'll grab my dagger, and go ahead and begin sweeping through them. So I'll pay the. I think it's 2, right? Yeah. 2 for extra action. So a total of 3 momentum
Mhm.
spent. How much
2.
is left? Okay, cool. I will use the 2 to max it. If it lands, which it does.
It does.
So it maxes it. Why is it listing it as 4? I don't know why that's happening. It should be 6. So this one is 12 damage. Intense and ignores I forget how much armor with intense.
Intense doesn't ignore armor. That just gives you an additional.
Or not intense, the unforgiving, yeah. And well, it's not even unforgiving. It's the Sorry, my brain doesn't wanna today. It's the exploit action, I think, that does it. It's one or the other. Let me pull it up. Exploit. Yeah, piercing 2 quality.
Okay. So.
Oh, and
Good.
oh, is that how it is? Oh, I can spend. How much is momentum is left after that? I got 2 on the attack, so it's 2 over or 3 on the.
You get
Yeah.
3 total, so you get 2 over. You have 3 momentum currently.
Okay. So yeah, I mean yeah, I deal. Yeah, so I deal 12. It's intense and ignores piercing 2, all that.
Okay, so 12. That'd be 1, 2,
I think that's everything for the
and then
that ability. Double check.
Yep, that's fine. So you go through and stab these guys, and you hear this other guy. You know, it's you know, it's not what you would call quiet.
Yeah, he's not trying to be stealthy anymore.
And you hear like, what
he's
the
trying to
hell
zero
is
as many
going on?
as
There's
he
someone up here. Okay. Ian, are you there?
As well as I can
Yeah.
be, yeah.
What would you like to do?
I'm assuming that this area where the guards are going towards the ladder was already lit by a torch.
It is already lit by a torch, and they have a torch in their hand, so you can see them quite clearly.
Yeah, if I see armed and armored figures going to the ladder that I knew Haroon went up, I'd be shooting them from the
Okay.
darkness.
Oh.
No,
You
we're
can
way
definitely
out.
do that.
Oh.
Well, the light illuminated
Mhm.
them.
Oh yeah,
so
they definitely
Exactly, they can't even fucking see where they're coming from.
And we're about to fall on him as well. Yeah, let's help, but JK.
I can't tell how many.
you're I'm gonna say you're one grid away, so you're in medium range. So difficulty 1 for you, right? With your ability.
Yeah, I beat you down to 1. Marksman will give me a momentum to spend on the attack itself. It's 3 dice. Is there any momentum in the
There
pool?
are plenty in the pool. There are 3.
3.
Rolling 3 dice. Cool on the hit with just what I self-generated for
Okay.
right now. I have 3 loads. I'll spend a load on volley to shoot
Okay.
the I'm assuming they're going as a
Yep.
group.
So you roll
I
4
guess
dice.
so I'll give an extra die. Yeah, I'll be rolling 4 die.
Okay. You want to re-roll those damage?
Yeah, I'm using the accurate or whatever it is to reroll 3 missed dice because I have 3 ranged feats.
Better.
I get to roll an extra one because of the volley.
Okay, so you're at 5.
2, 4, 5. Generated 2 additional additional, and there's 3 in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will bump the damage by 3.
Okay.
So be 8 damage going into it.
So your arrow goes through one of their backs and into the one on the other side of him, but barely. And you hear him scream out, "Oh, somebody's behind us!" And
Like I said.
it is their turn. So do it.
Like I said.
When
No, it was perfect.
um.
No shit, I fucking told you.
You're unsure what's happening, but all of a sudden, Haroon, you see a guy light a torch over here, trying to figure out what's going on. But that was his turn to do that. And then you hear, you see all these guys. Crap, man! What is Q like? I don't understand. Roll20 is pissing me off. These guys, sorry. Guys, basically, you're not exactly sure what's happening, but you hear some commotion. A bit of commotion. So, for you, Haroon.
Do I have any idea how many I actually
You
took
killed
down?
4. You're
Sweet.
quite sure of that.
Jesus.
Down here, these guys are not really wanting to get in there, so they're like, "Oh shit! Douse the light! Douse the light!" And one of the light, and they start arguing. They just run up, begin to climb up the stairs, trying to keep themselves down. So they have a bit of a cover from here. But that's what they do. So Melik, these guys converge on you. "Oh, it's a traitor! It's a part of the attack!" And they don't. They kind of run in on you. 4 of them do, and they attack. Actually, five.
And thus it
5
begins.
of them run in, yeah. And remember, if you take damage, you can give it to your minions first, right? So
Commence the
here it comes. These guys actually have swords, scimitars.
Holy
wow.
shit!
Holy
So it's
mother.
7 successes.
fucking hell.
Finally.
Well,
7 successes.
It's a.
hilarious.
How much momentum do we have?
Let's see.
You don't have to parry. You can just let
2.
those guys eat
I
shit
think it's a
behind
matter of pride at this point.
you. Oh god. Yeah, they're going 5 dads with 5 boys. That's
Pretty slap happy, yeah.
Do we?
Yeah, you only have
momentum?
2.
That's
Yeah,
what I
you
was
only have
asking.
2. Sorry,
okay,
sorry.
I was asking.
Sorry,
how
sorry.
much do we
I thought
have?
that's-
Yeah.
just eat the shit.
So, after he swings his broadsword around, throwing off the rags and swinging his broadsword around, slicing the throat, as he's coming back and getting his bearings, he sees the onrush of this mob, and these 2 brave soldiers rush in, and they rush in to protect Melik, and they do everything they can to defend him, knowing that he is the one that's going to help open the gates and
Okay.
let their Khan's army into the city.
Okay.
Mm.
So they spend.
Or 7.
So actually, so they're hold on. Let me do this. So 7. So 7 versus 1. That's generating 6 doom.
Yep.
I'm going to use all 6 of that for damage, I believe. Yeah, and so this guy has 2 armor. And 1. So yeah, they kill both of them. So these guys, you kind of like are dancing out of the way, and they just begin to stab and slice the other guys. Ah, I knew it was a bad idea. Ah! And they are killed at your feet.
They just didn't have the skills to pay the bills.
Apparently not. These guys are looking at the gate very, very cautiously and not wanting to move away. These guys in the middle, they don't appear to want to move. However, above you, Melik, you kind of see
Oh fuck.
some archers rushing back towards you. Looking down, you being engaged with the other soldiers, though, they don't actually shoot.
I was gonna say that's a lot of their guys right there mopped up.
They don't actually shoot. There's kind of a bit of a panic going on, clearly. And Varus, you went, right? You started this off, is that correct?
Melik,
so you are up.
Correctly.
Oh, no, it's my turn. It's your turn now. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You guys' turn.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, okay. Well, don't leave us down here and just try to move up with the guard and then get fully up, and assuming they don't stop us.
Maybe not.
Well, when
These guys just...
when the boys and I get up here, we turn our blades on them.
Okay.
Say, right, well, that was close. Just go at him with an
Okay.
axe. I think everybody gets up to the
Okay.
Suddenly axe. Yeah. Oh my. Well then. But hey,
It does hit.
Oh, I got 2 effects on this 5.
Yeah. We have momentum.
You get 2.
We only have 2.
Yeah, you could use it to pump it. The damage, just in case. Because if you can get, yeah, it would only.
I don't think
kill one
intense.
guard.
Yeah, intense doesn't carry over.
Yeah.
But it's one less guy to try to kill us,
That's
so
true.
I will do it.
It's a good point.
Yeah, you just chop the guy in the one of the guys in the back. What the? And they're just very, very confused. What the hell? And they begin to turn around. And the archer that you kind of move past looks at you. Traitors! Okay, let's go Kagan now. Or whoever. Actually, it's up to you guys. Whatever you guys want to do.
Kagan's a good call.
Kagan will use the confines of the tree to snipe from cover.
Yeah, this is a tough angle, though. It's going to be an extra difficulty.
But it depends on who.
Yeah,
shooting at,
that's
right?
true. If you're shooting at somebody on the wall, right? Pretty close.
Thinking about
Oh, then you're
sniping.
good. Yeah, you won't. That's just that would be a 3 difficulty normally. But
So down to a 2.
yep.
Yeah. He'll use his feet to spend the minor on that for the extra momentum. Difficulty 2. Yeah, he'll pop a shot.
Okay. It's a hit.
Oh my god, the effects.
Yeah, shame we don't have like barbed arrows or something.
Fucking
like
shit, right? 5 effects. My god.
So
That would be...
is this not like I noticed? Obviously, this is all out of character. I apologize, but I noticed in Star Trek, an effect still counts as a 1 damage.
Yeah, it does. It's
Yeah,
1
these are
plus
all
effect.
1 damage.
Yeah, they're all damage. It's just the effect.
Oh, so this
the
is
effect
1,
only
2,
applies
3,
for your...
4, 5, 6,
No,
7,
no.
8,
Eff-
9.
No, it's
No,
5
no.
damage,
Effect-
but effect only gets you
Yeah.
extra damage if it's vicious.
Yeah, like you have to have certain. It triggers a weapon
Yeah,
effect.
he doesn't have
Basically,
have a
choose
weapon effect.
Yeah, it's 1 point of damage.
Oh, I see. 1 plus
Yep,
effect.
mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So if you
I
have
see it, I see
vicious,
it, yeah.
for instance, vicious is an extra damage per effect. So if he had vicious on this,
Okay.
it would be
Oh,
10
vicious.
damage,
Yeah.
but he doesn't. So
That's
Okay.
why my Gera is crazy, because it's 3,
Yeah,
which means it's 1 plus 4. Or 1 plus
Yeah.
3. So 4
Mhm.
per die.
Yeah,
if
I
had,
just
like,
noticed this.
one of those- Yeah, if I had like a boar hunting arrow or a split tongue arrow with vicious on it, that would be awesome.
That's a good idea.
Is there any momentum in the pool?
2.
Um,
2. It's not worth spending. I'm assuming they have mail. That's like 3 to armor. He'll just go as is. He's just popping a shot.
You hit this guy in the arm and he kind of spins. Ah! Okay, Haroon or Malik.
Melik will follow up on that. He sees this guy get hit from behind with an arrow and sees it as an opportunity. And as this arrow hits this guy in the shoulder, in the arm, or something like that, and he yells out, Melik immediately uses the opportunity to swing his broadsword. I'll use 1 momentum to do so.
Got it. Okay, that's
And as this scream goes out from an arrow hitting him, Melik uses the opportunity to kind of duck down and sweep low with his sword.
Okay. You generated 1
And,
momentum. So if you
as he sweeps low with his sword, he'll leave it at that.
Okay. You cut him across the front of his legs, and he just screams out, "Ah, damn it!" And they're just faltering. So, okay,
so with the torch now, can I see anything past this?
you can see what you can see.
Okay.
So between
Kagan did not.
and Melik's-
Kagan did not shoot one of the guys facing you. He shot this guy in the corner.
Oh, I thought he said he was shooting.
Yeah,
at
that would have
here.
been difficulty of 3 or 2 actually for him. But if you would like to pump
that-
damage based on that, you may.
Yeah, I assumed that there was more damage
That's
done on
Yeah,
this
you
group
you can
than
you
there
can
actually
pump
was.
damage. He took 4 the way it is, so if you want to pump 1 more, you can.
Yeah, so I will pump 1 more
Okay.
damage with
So it
momentum.
cuts him across the thighs and right above the knee, and he just like topples to the ground. Ah, ah, and blood is just coming out as your blade must have nicked an artery or something.
So there's more guys over here, you said?
There's no guys to your immediate right now.
Okay, so I cleared those out then. Alright. So let me see. I'm going to do observation on these guys
Okay.
for exploit. And I will add 1 momentum to it.
Okay.
Oop. Okay, so I get a momentum back. That's not enough yet. So that'll be him. Not enough to do extra action. So.
And that's your action?
Yep. Yeah, he's and he moves back in his little shadow
Okay.
spot. So
Alright, and that's everybody, I believe. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I think that's it.
That's it too. So you see this guy here is like, ah! And he just kind of drops his torch and just kind of rushes backwards. Hold on 1 second. Why is that? Let me grab that. Bear with me, guys. Sorry.
Good.
So he throws this torch down and rushes backwards. Oh, God.
Wow.
There's ghosts! What the fuck?
Hold on.
Just all Z really hard. And hope everything is fine.
I just feel like Varys has been blinded somehow. He swiped across my eyes with the fire.
Yeah, it's magic.
He looked right into it as he dropped it. And
I can't see!
So Varys, someone drops a torch and rushes back, and you hear, "Oh, there they are! Oh, fire!" And you hear the bowstrings right next to you, and I'm just at this point going to kind of just light them up so you can see what's going on here. And why the fuck isn't this working? This is pissing me off.
And Ian just dropped.
Yeah. Oh.
A night fraught with peril.
Like, I don't understand. Do you see these guys, Ghost? Is it not doing the torch next to you?
I have a torch next to me. I can see my
Why?
boys, and I can see the city.
It
guard,
seems
but
to
I
be
don't
treating
see-
this, whatever is going on, there's a wall here in dynamic lighting.
There is. There is. Okay, hold on. That makes sense.
There we are.
Oh my god, we're dead. Shields up.
I love that reaction.
Fucking blanket.
Just drops the curtain.
Oh.
That's two, difficulty of 2, so that's it's 4, so 2, 2 additional, so take that in Doom. Damage 3, piercing 1, so
it negates one
yeah.
armor. I got shield soak as well.
Gotta love shield soak, baby.
Gotta figure out what I think it's 2. Was it 2 for the normal shield? Or do you roll it?
You roll
you
it,
roll it.
but it hits your dudes first, right? So I'm gonna pump the damage by whoops, wrong way. Actually, I'm not gonna pump the damage at all. Okay, so they take total of
4.
Yep, and then they have 2 soaks, so one of them is shot.
Oh wait, 4? Oh, I'd take 4.
4 so they have armor of 2, So
minus
minus
one,
one.
so 2.
Yeah, so 2, and damage of 3. If they have an armor of 2 with piercing 1, that means they took 2 damage.
They would do 2
Yeah.
damage, yeah.
So they just shoot the guy, and there's like, oh my god, I can't believe there's people. Just like all the surprise, right? These guards turn and wheel on you and attack. Varus. And they miss. Your dudes are able to defend them. Wander attack! Wander attack! And this guy takes off, rushing into the darkness. As he does that, these guys facing Melik try to get around him and attack. That's 4 successes. It's the parry game.
Uh-oh. And so it begins.
Mm-hmm.
So as they come in for their attack, Melik raises his sword to accept the attack. And he tries to fend them off with 1 momentum.
Mm-hmm.
So close.
So they hit. The 5 damage. I'm going to pump 5 damage with 5 doom. So it's a total of 10 damage. What's your armor on your right leg?
3.
Okay, so you take 7 damage.
I'll break my armor.
You can do that, yes. So your armor on your leg is broken. You can only do that once this scene.
Once.
So,
Yep.
okay,
Yep.
just mark that off your character sheet if you would. So basically, they're all in on you. You're having a hard time just because of the darkness, and the dead bodies are in the way. Kind of go to step, and your foot catches on one of the dead bodies, and one of them slices across your leg deeply, and you just feel your armor just crumbled off your leg, essentially just torn asunder. And that is it for now. Your turns.
So is the wheel? I assume it's like a pirate's ship wheel type crank, yeah.
More like a
It's a hand
yeah,
crank.
it's like a hand crank. So if you look at it, it's really meant for 2 people.
Okay.
So there's a handle on each side, and that handle it goes. It's kind of like an L, right? And you grab it, and you
Yeah.
kind of with 2 hands, kind of push
Okay.
it. You know.
Yeah, I get you.
You got 3 people up here with you, and we're kind of busy right now, but
I was gonna say, yeah, if I can try and get that up now. Would I be able to position myself so that my shield is kind of between me and them while I crank it?
You're gonna try to crank it with 1 hand.
No, I was thinking like get my shield like strapped to my arm so I can crank it, but the shield is facing
No,
them.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, if you're cranking it, that's what you're doing. And it's meant for 2
Alright.
people. That much is clear.
Yeah. Those archers are the problem. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to dip in and get rid of these guards real quick.
Okay.
So I'll roll my dagger
Okay.
with my unforgiving and everything all triggered, thankfully. And there's no momentum, right?
That's
Yeah.
correct.
Cool. So I get a momentum. and I will use that to. Oh, and it's piercing 2 because of the exploit. And I'll use that to pump damage 1. That
So
momentum.
what's your total damage?
7 piercing 2. Oh wait, I got an effect, so it's actually 8 piercing
Okay.
2.
So that would. Kills him and gives him 1 damage. So you stab the first one and cut the second one, but the second one's still up. Okay. Whoever would like to get next.
Yes. These are all bowmen?
Yep.
Oh, good. Yeah, we're
Smush
gonna
them.
run straight into them.
Just
Yeah,
get
if
in
I
their
could-
face.
if I could
Yeah, just like
push
wrap
all these-
around here and then.
If I could just push all these guys off the wall, I totally would, but I don't think it's gonna
You
happen.
can't.
No, and I'm not strong. We've tried this before.
I mean, there's.
So we're gonna go in the way we always get these fucking archers out of here, and then just rush with these men. And yeah, that's pretty
That's
alright.
pretty good.
Ooh.
That's 5
3 momentum.
damage. Yep, 3 momentum, 5 damage from the effect. Spend 2, keep 1 bank for everybody else.
Okay.
Spend 2 in damage.
So you're pumping it to 7. Yep. Kill one of them. Just chop them down with your battle axe as the other guys kind of engage the other archers and keep them busy. Haroon or Melik, you are up.
Yeah, I already did my thing.
Kagan.
I meant Kate, sorry.
What does it take to get up the ladder?
Just 2 moves. It'll get you up there. So that would be your turn.
To get up to the top would be
Yep.
2 moves.
You do get bonuses, I think, for higher ground shooting. So
Yeah, I was just debating going to the base of the ladder, shooting from a distance. No, he'll go straight up. Just make his way up to the top as quickly as
more
possible.
people between us and whoever the hell else is down that way. So that's good.
Melik?
Okay, Melik. He will take a half action, partial action, whatever it is called, to reach around with his other hand, his left hand, and he grabs the shield off of his back, swings it around, and now he has sword and shield in hand. And then he will attack this group.
Okay.
I will use 1 momentum that's in the pool.
Okay. So that's you just
If your
generated.
vigor's low, remember you can.
His vigor's not
Yeah.
because he just broke his armor. Okay, so you generated
So,
2.
I'll use 1 to re-roll 1, 2, 3, 4 die.
Okay.
Hey.
8 damage.
And I will leave it at that.
So that would kill 1 and give 1 a nick. So you strike 1 down, and cut another one, but he's still standing. Okay. So one thing that happens is a group of you hear "Ah!" and a bunch of guys start coming to the wall, trying to get through, but the wall is still up, or the gate is still up, I should say, and they're like banging on it. Okay. So I'm going to start with above here. So you just see and hear these archers just shoot down at the guys rushing the gate. Wow. Okay.
No.
Hey,
damage.
that's pretty good.
Sweet.
Generates a
Talk
doom.
about fucking lucky.
That is probably the best shooting I've ever seen. They hit everything but the guys.
Actually, it doesn't generate.
Oh my gosh.
No, they got hit. It just didn't do any
Yeah.
damage.
No.
And then another.
Shot through the back of his tunic.
Yeah, another one shoots.
Hit their shields.
That hits, and 4 successes. That generates 2 doom. Pump it both for damage. Kills 2. Kills one of them. Shoots one at the gate. So over here, this guy turns on Haroon. Ah, fuck you! And he just like swings this scimitar at him.
He's so angry. I'll parry that.
Okay.
We go.
Will you?
I will. I will even use the momentum just in
Oh,
case, 'cause
man.
I don't want to die.
Flashback.
Yeah, I parry that.
4
And generate more
generated
momentum.
3 momentum.
Hmm.
Okay. These archers drop their bows, draw their kukuris, and attack Varus. Generates some
They're to
momentum.
reach disadvantage, right?
That's a momentum for
yep.
us.
I have,
Yes, they are. Mhm. So that's actually a miss.
Sweet.
Okay. The guys facing Melik. You hear the archer say, "Get away from him! Can't shoot him from here!" And they actually. Is there an attack of opportunity in this? Is there a reaction for that?
Yeah, I think you had to take an action to move without drawing one. if
Yeah,
I
a
remember right. It's like a
withdrawal.
withdrawal.
Yeah, so that's what they're
Yeah,
gonna
they
do.
just run.
They're gonna step back, taking an action to do so, leaving these archers above, and they just shoot at Melik.
These guys are on it.
5. Actually, hold on. That is not 5. It is 4 from the distance.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Wouldn't they
the
get one
distance, yeah.
from higher ground?
I'm
Anyway.
not sure if that eases the difficulty or not.
well, -1 for distance, +1 for higher ground, -1 for darkness.
Sure.
Yeah.
In the ambient light of the torch,
There
but
you
that's
go.
fine. That's fine. We'll just do it as 2.
Wait, so what's it down to?
Okay, so we're at 5. We'll make it. Okay, so you're 1 away. That would be 2. That'd be 3. I mean, so we're at 2. So a total of. Hold on, I'm sorry. So it'd be a 5, and then distance would be 2. So 3. Yeah, 3. 3 successes.
Okay. So Melik hears the twang, and just out of pure instinct, he uses 2 momentum to raise his broadsword and his shield.
That's 3.
3. Wasn't it 3?
Mhm.
I think so.
Okay, yeah.
So they hit.
He uses his shield and his broadsword to swipe it away.
Yep. So most of the arrows end up in your shield, and one of your you're able to deflect one with your broadsword. So these guys are reinforcing the gate so they do not move. Let me see something here. So, Melik, behind you, you hear the sounds of footfalls as someone approaches. And I'm going to spend 4 doom to call in reinforcements. They will go next turn. It's your guys' turn.
Why is it everyone else is always grouped together and I'm by myself?
That is true.
Look, I didn't do it.
Always.
I didn't do it.
Always.
Because
Because
we
you
know
can
if
parry it
anybody
anyway.
can handle it, it's you.
I mean, that's the only
This way.
place it makes sense for me to bring in reinforcements. Trust me,
It's,
I would rather not
That's the direction of the
attack you.
guardhouse.
I mean, to be
yeah,
quite
I mean,
honest,
that's where the
but
guardhouse is. It's like just off that way.
you're definitely the most difficult target. So, okay, go ahead, guys. Yeah.
We need more guys. This guy's untouchable.
Yeah, Haroon's gonna kind of call to Kagan, deal with this one, and I will get the gate open. And he will withdraw
Okay.
over to the winch and start cranking it.
So that's
Which is-
withdrawals and action.
Yep, and
Yep.
I'm gonna use the 2 for the extra action.
Okay, that's fine. So go ahead and give me a athletics roll, difficulty 2. Do this by
Alright,
yourself.
You can do this, Haroon. I believe in you. I just used all the momentum. You can still do it. Fuck.
You
He
sure
can't
did.
do it.
Yeah, you can't get it up. It's just too heavy. It's not meant for one person. I'll take the doom.
Oh, man.
Okay, who else?
Kagan will pop a shot at the guard.
Mm-hmm. Difficulty 0.
He's actually got really good athletics, too.
Yeah, he'll gain the extra. He'll pump his free momentum minor action thing.
Alright, that gains 2 momentum.
Sweet.
Does your talent, is it to a minimum of 1, or does it take it to difficulty 0 even? For range.
I think it's difficulty. It can go to 0, but
Okay.
not below.
Okay, so you got 2 momentum? No,
Sure.
that's fine.
Um,
7 damage.
yeah, I'll put 1 momentum generated into damage to make it 8.
Yep. Goes right through his chest and just kind of falls over.
Then he will use his. Oh, he already used his minor. Shit, never mind. He'll just start to advance forward after he pops a shot into him.
Varus.
Oh yeah, we're gonna continue to show these men why we use weapons and they hide with bows, or attempt to. Yeah, with this. No, I'll save that. Oh yes,
Oh, 5.
5 again,
So that generates 4 momentum.
and I'll spend 2 of it on damage for 7.
Okay.
Bank the other 2.
Yep, kills 1.
Just slice him across the head and neck.
Melik.
Melik, as he bats away the arrows that came at him, he takes his broadsword and he runs it across the front of his shield and knocks the other arrows off of his shield, holding his hands out like almost like a cross with a shield in one arm, his broadsword in the other arm. He moves forward and engages with these guys again.
Okay.
And then he attacks.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to use 1 momentum with that attack as his forward momentum rushing into them.
Okay. Nice. 4, so that's actually 3 momentum generated.
Okay, I will use 1 more momentum to increase damage to 6.
Okay. All right, so that kills one of them. And
Melik slams his butt against the shield. He just gives them a glaring look.
all right, these guys are still trying to bash against the walls, but are unable to get anything through. And they're like, "Gate was supposed to be open. The gate was supposed to be open." These archers just to begin to just shoot them, and kills like a couple more, shooting down. Ah, we're sitting ducks here. And these guys are reinforcing the gate, and the one says, "You need to go, else they'll kill us all. Get up to the winch." And these guys begin to move over towards the ladder. It's a double move for them.
I hope we have some momentum by the end of this. Oh, we do. Okay, cool.
So the two that are facing Miller are like, "Ah, damn it!" And like, "Get off!" And they're like definitely not wanting to be around you now as you're killing them. They just kind of move away with a withdrawal action. Now you are in range of these guys in the same square, so that's 1. So they're actually going to be at difficulty 0 from being perched above you. They try to shoot. We have 3 successes. So that's 3 is what you're aiming for.
Okay. So obviously, just out of pure instinct, he goes ahead and tries to deflect that. He's going to use 2 momentum.
Okay. Generating 2 momentum.
Nice.
And so,
Thank you.
Yeah,
I'll be able to push the winch with that.
you just kind of describe how that looks, because it's pretty.
So as the other 2 run away, he slams his broadsword against his shield, and the other 2, they start running off. And as they start running off, he hears the ones up the top either yelling orders or the twang of their bows. He's not sure what it is, but it immediately, with his left hand, his shield, he kind of just swings it around and above his head. And as he does so, he feels the thump thump of arrows coming in, and then swings back around with his right hand with his broadsword to knock another one away.
Okay. I'm gonna spend a doom for reinforcements. Can I bring them in? I don't think so. These city guards behind Melik, they're just chasing him. And they see that he's blocking all these arrows. They just rush him. 4. So, okay. So I get a doom and you get a momentum. We have 3 successes that you're aiming for.
And then I will spin around as I hear them yelling, "Ah!" coming towards me. I immediately pivot on my right foot, dig it into the ground, spin around, put my shield out in front of me as they come in with their swords, and I will use 2 more momentum.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
5, so you generate 2 momentum.
And as they come rushing behind me, and I plant my foot and pivot around, put my shield out in front of me, immediately as I turn around, spin on them, they bring their swords in, and I just knock all their swords away, just clink, 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 all at once.
You know, I think between the 2 of us, we could roll a 10.
Okay. I think that is. So, seeing these guys get picked off, they were thinking about bracing the gate, but then they turn around and charge Melik.
It's looking like Kung Fu Hustle down there.
It doesn't matter what. I'm just giving you guys momentum is what's happening.
It's perfect. Yeah, it's exactly what I need to open this fucking gate.
All right, so that's 5.
So
And you get in
I'm
momentum.
going to have to give you Doom for this one.
Mhm.
So I will give you 1 Doom.
Okay.
And after he clank, 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 clank knocks the swords away of the guys running in from behind him, he hears the rush of the armor of the other ones coming in, and he just continues his spin around with his shield and his sword, and just makes it one continual arc as he brings his shield around to face the other direction.
It's difficulty 4?
5. This is a 5.
Oh my god.
And he uses the 2 momentum. Do we have 2 in the pool?
You have
right?
6. You have 6.
So we have 6. As long as you leave like 3 for me to open the gate with, we'll be fine.
Okay,
You're
so
gonna
I
open the
will
gate.
use 3 momentum with the force that he used to knock the other swords away, and spins around with his shield.
Watch him roll like a fucking 8.
No, don't.
I will die.
Oh no.
5.
It's only a 5,
So
Got
5.
it.
which is saying something that it's only a 5.
You're able to deflect it as you're
That
being
is-
completely surrounded somehow.
And as the force of his spin, he spins around with that shield. He turns to face them and immediately just bats them away with his shield and his broadsword.
Nice.
Gotta say, it's always a pleasure to watch this.
It's pretty good.
You just try to headcanon it, and
The fucking 3 5 parries in a row, the 20 damage Garrett. It's pretty good stuff.
Okay, I'm spending 3 doom to bring in.
Jesus
3 more
Christ.
minions. 3 archers
Hold
begin to
on,
running down the road there. You guys, it's your turn.
I told you that's where the guardhouse is. Alright, I'm gonna open this fucking wench. Alright, let's see. I'll use 3 momentum. Fucking better. Fucking hell. And just.
So and it gives me a doom. So you're like cranking on it slowly, and it gets a quarter of the way up, or a third of the way up as you're
Guys can
going.
start crawling under.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ, you need help. I need help.
Yeah.
we're trying to make a way for you to get help.
I was gonna say, the problem is these guys need to be down here so that I don't get bum rushed while I'm trying to crank the thing up.
All right.
And Boris will go ahead and... Kagan, help Harun, or we're all dead. Let's try to continue to smash on these guardsmen that are in front of us.
Oh god. I'm so worried about those guys by the ladder.
I got it.
Mm-hmm.
That's 7.
Two
damage.
momentum generated.
Sweet.
7 will kill 1.
Can't you use 2 momentum for a swift action?
Good.
I could. Yes, let's do that.
Okay.
And then you still have the ability to move over to the ladder and block it.
Yes, I will attempt. So we're gonna try to finish this guy off in front of us.
Generates 3 momentum.
So it's 3 damage right now. I think I want to reroll 2 damage dice. Even worth it though.
I mean, if you do just convert to damage, it'll make it a 5, and yeah, or well, that's 3 right there. That'd make it a 6 if you.
I don't know his
Those
armor
3.
rating.
Huh?
His torso armor rating's probably good, so it's probably decent.
It wouldn't be higher than 3, I don't think.
I still wouldn't kill him.
Yeah.
You know what? We're gonna go for, if I get 2 effects,
Yeah.
right, on rerolls, then I might kill him.
Yeah, effects is what you
So I'm
want.
gonna try to reroll the 2 blank damage dice with 1 momentum. Bam.
Oh, and
So
the only wins
that's
is
5, right? So let's see, 2,
7.
5,
well, it's
6.
3. That's 6.
7.
7.
Oh no, 7. Yeah,
Mhm.
7.
Seven.
Before.
You got
And you
2
have 1
effects.
more
2
momentum.
effects.
7. Gonna spend any momentum? Or that was your momentum, right? Do you have any left?
That
was
was
2 of it.
1
There's 1
momentum
more.
spend. Yeah.
You want to really make sure?
Yeah, it's up to you guys.
It would make it 8, and that's pretty much like no matter how
I'll
much.
pump
it
1
should-
more. Yeah, I'll put 1 more in there for damage.
That kills him.
Just to make sure. And then, hearing the pitter patter of guard feet behind us, turn around. Man, hold the ladder. Don't let them through. And I'm gonna park.
Start
my
kicking
squad in
heads
front
as
of
they
that
get
ladder.
high enough.
Yeah, they can only come up one at a time.
Then Hagen can come help me with the fucking wench.
Yeah, okay, go.
We'll get the fucking thing open yet.
We're gonna start pushing.
Athletics, difficulty 2.
Is there any momentum?
There's not.
have to do something.
There's not. You spent 3 on that hole. Did a swift action. You spent 1 to pump
Oh,
it.
you're right.
But
Oh, he did it!
so you're getting it up, and these guys now just have to, like, Kagan. How does this look as you get the thing where they can like duck under and get in?
Kagan will give a cursory glance back to the ladder as if he wants to protect us up here, but when he sees Varys make his leeway, quickly nods and rushes towards the wench. He's like, "Come now, little brother, let us do this." And he starts using his, I'm assuming Kagan's taller and thicker, could be in Mongolian. Kind of like, in my mind, I picture Samoan. So he puts his girth and his bulk into it.
Yeah,
Starts-
Haroon's much more like lithe and really
Yeah,
wiry.
you feel that all the effort. Yeah, I'm sure you feel the alleviation of it all as soon as you get the
Thank
extra
you,
body in
brother.
behind it.
We'll have it up yet.
Just push till we win.
Truly, I don't usually have so much trouble getting it up.
Look there, the gate, it's rising.
I think it's on you, Malik.
And how far up did it move?
It's people can get through. Just it would take both their movement to duck under and crawl, but
Okay.
it's almost where it would lock in place from being so high.
Between the sword strikes and the shield bashes and him spinning around with lightning speed to face each opponent that comes towards him and at him, he sees out of the corner of his eye the gate being raised and raised and raised, and he knows that they're up there on the tower, and that being down here in this pit, sweating, blood everywhere, dirt everywhere is worth it. And he sees bodies moving behind the gate, and he just smiles, and he's so happy to know that there might be some help coming, and that encourages him. And facing these guys right here, he goes ahead and he swings at them with his broadsword.
Okay. Which one are you swinging at? The one to your left or right? Okay, cool. All right. They can't parry, so that's a success.
Are those wounds on him?
Those are his mental wounds from
From
last
okay,
section.
yeah.
Yeah. Don't do anything.
So I can't do anything else because we don't have any momentum, so it has to stay at that.
Okay. So you do hurt one of them. Slicing, but just
There's one momentum.
Oh yeah, Kagan did Gen 1.
yeah, there's some
okay.
momentum there.
Yes, you did. You should have. You can use that for damage if you want.
Okay, I will re-roll 4 dice for damage.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Where'd it go? Hello?
Yep.
Oh, there we go. Okay. It just took forever to go through.
8.
So 8 damage.
That will kill one and hurt another.
And Melik is just he's tired and he's holding his shield up and he's just hacking away.
All right. So that's all of you guys. So you see in the distance a mass of people rushing towards the gate now from outside. A couple horses and footmen just trying to bolt for it. These guys actually get through. They're stuck there because it's not quite all the way up yet. Let's move over and shoot down these guys this time on this side of the wall. So it doesn't really do too much. Kills one of them. These guys move down and shoot into the crowd of guys out coming, kill a few of them. In the pit, quote unquote, this guy moves down and squads with them. And they're going to attack Melik. These are ones to your right. 5 dice. Alright, so give you a momentum for that.
So Melik, tired, worn out, covered in blood and dirt, spins around with his shield and sword as that other one joins. He's gonna attempt to parry that and use 1 momentum.
So I generate 2 doom. Let's see. So 4 damage. I'm gonna leave it as is. What's your head armor?
How did you generate 2 doom? I'm sorry.
So I rolled. I'm sorry, it probably 1. So 4 versus 3. That's 1 doom.
Oh, okay.
Right, because my target was 1, right? Then I rolled a 4.
Oh, okay.
Then you parry. So yeah. So then I go by your parry instead of the base. Okay. But it was 1. So what's your head armor? Or do you have
3?
So you take 1 vigor damage there. Well, you fill your red bubble with your total vigor. Sorry. Okay. So they attacked. Did that. This guy mobs up with the ones to the left of you, and they attack. 4 dice. 1 success.
I'm trying to find my vigor here.
It should be if you hit status. hit status. It'll be there.
Status.
13.
Okay, that's probably easier.
Yeah.
So
You're cool.
13.
Yep. And
So
then you
I'm
have
12 now because I took 1.
just put 13 in there, and I put 1 in
Oh.
your other bubble, so I can just track it down the way.
Okay.
That way. But
Alright.
1 success.
So yeah, he'll spin around and try and block that one as well.
Okay. All right. Generate 1 momentum. And you do parry it. These guys have no shot at Melik, so they shoot the guys in the galley or in the gate area. So distance of 1. So here we go. That's a hit, generating 1 doom. Kills 1. Okay. So these guys also cannot shoot Melik. So they know they need to get to the winch, so they're double moving as well, these archers. These guys are going to try to push up. So they're all going to try to basically move up. So they're going to just try to push past you to get up. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a contested athletics. You get to use your own guys too, so it'll be you get to use your 2 extra dice from your minions.
You can do it, man. Use a fortune point if you need to.
This might be a fortune spin. I gotta decide that before I roll, right?
Yes.
What is a fortune spin in this case?
You get automatic
success.
1.
Automatic 1.
Yeah, so if you have even 1 athletics, it'll be 2 success. Do you have 1 in athletics? You don't.
I don't.
It'll be 1 success instead of 2. It's just 1 guaranteed success.
Okay. I think a 1's always 2 successes, or it's not.
No, not if you don't have a focus in it.
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't have... Yeah.
Well... I don't see anything else I'm going to spend it on right now, so yeah. I'll throw a fate point in there for 1 guaranteed success.
Okay.
And then I'm going to spend... Oh, God.
And that counts as one extra die worth as well, so...
Great. I'm gonna spend all our remaining momentum not to fuck this up. So...
You can spend 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spend all my doom,
Dirtbag.
which is gonna roll 7 dice.
I don't want to spend the momentum now, but I guess I already said it. Oh.
They have to get up there.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, Bears. Oh, the 2 does it! The 2 does it!
Yep.
The fucking fate point saves the day.
They're trying to, they rolled 7 dice, right? That's usually you can't roll over 5, but with squads you can. But anyway,
Exactly.
So they're trying to get up, and they can't really get off that ladder well enough to push you through, and just kind of they're at a disadvantage coming up, and you're ramming them as they're trying to get off the ladder, and they're just stuck there.
You won't pass. Not while I'm still breathing. Stay down.
Ramming them. He's slap fighting them over there.
Man, 7 dice, and that's terrible.
It's
That was just...
redneck Gandalf with a big old beard.
You shall pass.
Oh my gosh, it's perfect.
All right, you guys are up.
Let's get this fucking gate open, right?
Yeah, that's the main thing, is get it open. I got a dagger.
Let me take a swing. I might be able to
Yeah, generate some momentum first.
some momentum.
It's a good idea.
So Melik, after getting hit once, from behind, he's angry now, and he's kind of just yelling as he takes wild swings around. and he's gonna aim at this group behind him now. Over here.
Okay.
Oh.
2
It's
generates 1.
Oh goodness.
Spend that one generator to reroll those 4 dice.
4 dice. That's. I might not be able to create momentum for you guys, but
It'll be fine.
rerolling 4 damage dice. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Okay.
It's a 6.
6. Doesn't quite kill. I mean, well, none of these guys are hurt, right? So, or is there any? I gotta make sure. Nope. So you slice one of them badly across the chest, but doesn't quite put him down. Who's next?
And Melik's just breathing hard over there, like he's holding his shield and his sword, and he's quickly turning to face each person that comes towards him, like a cornered animal.
Yep. Who's next?
Alright, yeah, let's just fucking.
I can go, I guess.
I mean, yeah,
Go
if you
for it.
manage to. If you can manage to get some momentum.
Well, since I don't have to go anywhere, I'm just gonna swing down at these
Yep,
guys who are trying
absolutely.
to climb up.
Just drop the axe on their heads.
Wait, no, hold on. How exactly are these things attached to the wall? Are they roped, or how's this?
No, it's like I would say it's made
Like
of
metal
stone.
hammered into the stone.
Yeah, or
okay.
something like that. Yeah, you couldn't.
Okay,
cut it.
so it's not something I can just, hey, see ya. Oh,
No,
okay.
no.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do earlier. Yeah.
Bye. Yeah, let's go ahead, and I'm just gonna swing down on them.
Hell, start dropping the archers on them.
Oh my goodness, that's 8.
Ooh. Oh, it is, isn't it?
We'll bank the other.
Fucking hell.
And it is on the head.
Yeah. Oh, you like just stuck here, and then just right in the head of the first guy who was trying to get up, and just absolutely smash him and boot him off.
Fall on all the others, yeah.
Okay. Kills 1. Who's up?
Alright, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this fucking thing. A rune. He's got muscles. Ah.
Nope.
Oh wait, is there momentum?
Yeah, I generated one. Should
yeah.
have.
He didn't. Just do one more real quick using that momentum. Realize. Boop. Yay!
Okay.
The momentum saved
So
the day.
you crank on this thing and it gets to the top, and you see there's where you can lock the apparatus into place. You push the pin in, and the gate like clink, and it's stuck open. As you do that, a wave of footmen and horsemen just kind of like barrel through the gate. And Melik sees them and he sees Elska, his former comrade, and Nadar Shah on horses. And they rout these guys in the rear, slaying them. And you're able to kind of move aside as these guys kind of like break and begin to run away as they're beginning to be run down. The archers try to shoot. They kill many, but at the end of the day, they're forced to flee as the arrows begin flying up towards the top of the wall, and they're pinned down or killed, leaving you guys with a wake of bodies and an army streaming through the gates that has now entered Shashan. What's your reaction to that, I guess?
Melik
Break the fucking winch so no one can stop it.
Yeah.
Melik is sitting there on his knees with his shoulders hanging low and his head low, and he's just breathing heavily as he sees them routed. And he's just in tears. And he's got blood coming off of his leg, and he's got mud on his face and his arms. His shield is almost cracked and broken. His sword is tarnished, almost dull from all the fighting. And he's just kind of heaving up and down, like laughing and crying at the same time as he sees the gates open and the army come through. It's just tears of joy.
Anybody else?
Moon sighs a sigh of relief and sits down next to the wench and just kind of stretches his arms and relaxes. Step where you can, brother. It will get worse after this.
Ian, you there? I'm wondering if
Not really.
If we get something real quick, we can finish up here.
Kagan would. I'm assuming I heard the word brother. That was about the only word I heard.
Oh, yeah, just...
Oh, yeah, sorry. So he said, rest up while you can. It's going to get worse after this.
Yeah, Kagan would have been kind of lost in the heat of the moment. Once you got the wench up to the gate raised, you'd quickly pull his dagger out from the back scabbard and shove it in and wedge it in as far as he could to secure it. He'd spin around to fire a shot at whatever guards were coming up and dealing with a ghost. Then you would actually snap him out of his whole continuing series of action with your words, and he'll just kind of like stop and look. The last words he'll ever utter is just basically Murta.
And Varus, seeing the men they were fighting routed and just clearing up anyone else who was trying to get up the ladder, look over and see the army rushing in of Nadir Shah, and it is, you hear that? That's the sound of coin falling into our pockets.
Arun grins widely.
Finally, I will get paid.
Poor fucking Varys. He just wants to get paid. Just one time. Proper. Oh, good.
And as the army rushes through, the screen fades as the lights and fires and fighting breaks out across the streets of Shashan. And that is where we'll end it for tonight.